So I guess I'm gonna do this now. I don't really know how to start this. Hey Aurora, it's been a while since we've made one of these, mostly because, well, I saw you for a bit, and then life got really busy. I actually wrote down a bunch of things I'm gonna say, so if this isn't a good time for you, this is probably gonna be a really long one, so reschedule or whatever, I don't know, maybe pause and start again. I'm going to be talking for a bit. I don't know, I guess it's kind of like a video diary. It's a diary to you. I might cry, don't know. So let's start there, I guess. Cat is right over there. Okay, so last week was finals week. For most of the time, I was in this kind of, like, days. I guess it was like the eye of the storm. Like, I was so stressed out that I wasn't at all, if you know what I mean. And I think I'm giving up. Not with school. I'm almost more determined than I've ever been to succeed, but I think my body and life, I think I'm just kind of giving up. Because the past few weeks, it's just felt, I just feel undetermined. Like, I don't know, there's just, it doesn't feel like I have anything to live for. But in a resolute kind of way. Well, okay, so here's the other thing. I say that my body is failing me because my mental state feels really, really altered, but on Saturday, okay, so I'm super stressed out, right? I think I kind of had that pent up and kept inside me for a very long time, and then on Saturday, I had this huge breakdown. I could tell for most of the day I was super anxious. I was constantly overthinking things and going over stuff in my head, and it really wasn't working out well. And then I just kind of snapped in the car with Ethan, and I had a panic attack, and I told him, I looked at him, and I said, I think I'm freaking out right now. And he's like, what? And then it happened. He was super great. He brought me out of it and everything. He's the best thing I could ever ask for. I don't know how. I don't know what I did to deserve him, but I know that I have to. I definitely want to keep him around. He's amazing. He's so good to me, and I hope I'm as good to him as he is to me. There's the first one. Okay, so that was Saturday, and then on Sunday I got back from sitting on my ass for 2 hours in the movie theater because I finally saw the new Star Wars, which is great, and I love it. I love Star Wars. I mean, it was okay. I don't know. Maybe it's because there's less story development than the other 6 movies, but I don't know. I like BB-8. BB-8's so cute. I love the droids. R2-D2 is my favorite, obviously, and now there's BB-8, so that's also cool. But so I I went there and then I came back at 10, and then from 10 till 2 a.m. I couldn't. So first of all, my sleeping schedule was already messed up. Could be 3 hours of sleep every night during finals. But um, I couldn't fall asleep till 2 a.m. because I was bleeding through my mouth. Okay, so when I said okay, so backtrack Saturday, Ethan was getting up and he was like under me, kind of not like under me, but like relatively under me in a way that he lifted up his elbow and he hit me in the jaw like that, and mm, I can't really see it, but there was a giant hole in my tongue for a while and I was bleeding through it and stuff. Um, that was a fun time. But so I was coughing up phlegm essentially, and there would be these clots of blood in it, and that happened every 5 minutes for 2 hours, or not 2 hours, for 7 hours. And that was a really fun time. And I woke up the next morning and it was still happening for about 4 hours. So I decided to call a nurse to see if I should do something about that. They said to go to the ER, so I waited a bit until someone was free to drive me there, and I went um, to the ER, but my parents didn't want to pay for that, so I went to urgent care. And my mom didn't understand that was different, and then she yelled at the doctor for a good while about how she was getting overcharged, but the doctor doesn't know anything about that. It's the provider. The doctor doesn't. The doctor's just trying to treat the patient. And that was horrible. I could tell the doctor was so hurt on her face. And I apologize for my mom, but what can I do? Um, and then I went to a whole bunch of other places, and Ethan helped drive me around. I don't know. Ever since then, I've just been kind of shaky. I don't know. I've been falling very easily. Whenever I get up, I get super lightheaded and super dizzy, and I can't see, can't think, and then most of the time I just collapse into the ground. But that's pretty typical of me. I get dizzy really, really easily. I don't know, maybe I have a low blood pressure, maybe I have a high blood pressure. Probably neither. Probably I'm just normal and overthinking things. Speaking of which, I've been watching so much Grey's Anatomy recently. I think I'm on season 4 now. It's great. I love it, and I can justify it because it's like I'm learning things, because it's all like, ooh, doctors. But yeah. Oh, also I'm recording this from a new computer that I got, and it's great. It's amazing. I don't know if I told you or not, but I love it. I love it so much. It's got a 4K screen. It's amazing. Oh, and I got this new shirt. STEM cam. Yeah, it's pretty cute. Whatever keeps me warm. Um, so I tried calling your psychiatrist person, and well, I didn't, but my dad did, and she moved. She's gone. I told her this, and we left a message, I guess, but I guess she doesn't want to see us because she didn't say anything back. Um, I don't know. I mean, Ethan's here for me, and I spend a lot of time with him. I don't have any classes with him, and I know he doesn't like to be public, so at school he's just kind of doing his school things. That makes sense. And I spend usually basically every other day with him doing something. But I just feel so alone. I'm trying to make friends. I'm trying to talk to people at school and get to know people and make plans, but at some point it's like you've been rejected so many times. I don't want to keep trying because if someone rejects you, they don't want you, right? So miss you. Jacob, he's made friends, he's found people, he's moved on. Sometimes sit with people during lunch, but mostly just alone, walking around. I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm looking forward to college and finally being away, but I don't even know if I'm gonna get accepted anywhere. Because why would anyone want me? Speaking of college, I'm going to be going to a interview tomorrow with Princeton, so I'm trying to learn about Princeton. The thing that I'm finding is the hardest is answering the question of why do I want to go to Princeton? And I don't know. I'm reading up on Princeton and stuff, and I'm trying to think of why I want to go to the other colleges, why I want to go to UBC, why I want to go to UW, and I can't say anything definite besides I want to go there because that's just been the dream. I've heard about it all my life, and I like the idea of it. I like what I've heard. I don't know what to say. I feel like it should be specific to Princeton rather than just something generic like, oh, I think I'd make a great fit. But I don't know anything about Princeton. I'm doing all this research and I'm finding all this preliminary information, but I don't know anything deeper. But the thing is, I can't know anything deeper unless I go there. But I'm hoping I can come up with something by the end of the night. It's 11:11. I think one of the reasons I get jealous of Ethan when he goes out with his friends so much is because I'm jealous that he has friends. It's not because I'm trying to keep him from hanging out with other people or anything. It's because I'm jealous of the fact that he has friends. I I don't know if it's my fault that I alienate everyone. Is it because of who I am? So I really don't know. If that's the case. Why is he still there? Why is anyone still there? There's no one. There's no one that's there. My mom always tells me, why aren't you out hanging out with your friends? Oh, why aren't you hanging out with Ethan? Did he leave you? Is he not friends with you anymore? It's been 2 days since I last saw him, or since she last saw him with me. And she constantly points out inadvertently that I have no friends, and it's like, I get it. I don't have friends, I know. I understand. Just like her. I'm looking forward to college and spending a lot of time alone studying. I think I'll become a very knowledgeable person because of that. On a side note, Sometimes I want to go shopping, but you're not there to go shopping. So, in conclusion, I'm worried. I think the anxiety is going to kill me. There's no one to talk to about it, and I miss you. Yep. So, tell me about your life. It'd be a nice change of pace. Sorry, I'll try to keep this up. Okay. Bye.